Hey, I'm Christopher White, and welcome to my live stream. I think this is the fourth one I have presented, so just get comfortable here. Yeah. I had some comments recently that going through film cues, on these streams is quite a useful thing for people, so I'm going to do another one today. Let me just... Yeah, just playing some of my Spotify. Actually, let's just look at Spotify if that's okay. Let's go to this. I think it's quite interesting. My Spotify, the piano tracks are becoming more, well, as you can see here, have become quite popular. Well, relatively, obviously, yeah, 6,000 streams isn't huge. And this is one too. In fact, my most recent one, which I released last week, is relatively popular, and the previous one is up there too. So in the top 5 tunes on my Spotify, they are the piano pieces I've been releasing. Which I find interesting because I do a lot of this sort of stuff. As you've seen on my YouTube channel, I do a lot of electronic ambient music, and that works its way into my film scores as well, such as this piece here, Entering the Granum, which is from White Plastic Sky. Oh, just in case you're wondering, this tune, Biloxi State, that is some library music. And library music companies seem to be releasing their albums on Spotify, on the streaming services. I think it's just another source of income for them. Okay, let's go to Pro Tools. Okay, I hope you can all see this okay. Right, this is a cue from White Plastic Sky. It's... Again, I can't show you the visuals. I don't know if you can see that anyway. Oh, you can. You can't see that. In fact, it's the film, the QuickTime I'm working with there, sorry for distorting, is an early cut anyway. It's not the final cut. So in animation, which is what this is, a feature-length animation, often I'm working to an animatic. Which you can see here. I'll just sneakily show you. Play. There you go. If you can see that. So, yeah, different stages of... keys aren't working. All right, so let me just turn the input down a bit. Okay, how's that? Okay, right, so this is a cue called Rockfall, which is on the soundtrack album, so you can hear it in its finished, its completed version, the soundtrack version. This is actually, this Pro Tools project is the project that the mixer, Aaron Navisi, in Bunker, Brooklyn, he mixed this. So this is the project that he looked at and worked with, which is why it's so complex. In fact, I'm using folders, so you'll see soon just how complex it is. It's his own template. And it means we can, basically we had to mix quite a lot of cues in a short space of time. So the template was very important. It meant that when you were bouncing down the audio, it could be bounced to stems. as you can see here, at the same time as the master. Sorry, same time as the master. There it is. There. This one here. Okay, let's hear it. I'm going to switch to the mixing view. This is the mix that was delivered to the film dub. So you're hearing the stems, I believe. Yeah. Let me just turn groove off. Yeah. If I mute the stems there and just hear the total mix. Okay, there's some percussion on this. Let's see. So, as I said, we're using folder tracks. Let's open that folder. And we have toms. Okay, here's all the tom mics. It's just for the toms. Then he overdubbed, the percussionist overdubbed Surdu. Cymbals. And other cymbals. Alright, so yeah. Short cue, quite a functional cue, I guess you would say. Let's just close the percussion folder there because that hurts to look at. The reason why there's so many audio tracks, let's say, the reason why there's so many audio tracks in the percussion thing, we recorded this in Budapest, and we recorded it in a way that we did orchestra first, then choir, then percussion, and we just left a room set up. Pannonia Studios in Budapest. We left the room, the mics, everything set up the same for each section. So the strings were recorded with the mics set up as they were, and you can see, if I go back to the mixing view, if we find the strings and all this, cymbals, hang on, cymbals, strings. All right, let's look at that. I'll just check the OBS. We're all good. Okay, strings. We've got things like decatrees, outriggers, room mics, outriggers, and then violin 1, violin 2, violin 2, violin 2, violas, cellos. And then we also overdubbed some strings. So we have the same amount of audio channels again with the same mics again. So 2 times. So there were quite a lot of microphones, quite a lot of audio channels flying around. So, you know, consistency, keep everything sounding like it's in the same room. So you can see that the decatree for the strings is the same decatree for the, let's say, cymbal. Having said that, let's just find it. There somewhere. Anyway, and choir. And there's no choir in this cue. Anyway, the best thing to happen was Pro Tools or Avid introducing folder tracks, because and you know, this it was a big string section, a small orchestra, but there was no brass, there's no wind, it was just strings, percussion, and choir. And you know, in Hungary, luckily we were you know, the union rules state that you are allowed to overdub. In some countries, of course, you can't overdub again. You know, you have to. Anyway, so there are a lot of audio channels, and luckily with folders, it means I can really, you know, really fold things up, and it just makes it a lot easier to look at. maybe we'll just look at another cue now. One that has choir in it. So let's quit that. Oh, actually, before we do, let's just check out some of the plugins that he used. So are in the mixer, are in the VZ. These are the plugins he likes to use. So of course we've got the Pro Q3 from FabFilter. He's using some U-Audio. Yeah. This is on the arpeggio synth thing that you hear. There you go. I can't mute that because of the routing. Hang on, let's look at the stems. Unmute the stems, mute the total mix, and then for solo, no, that's not going to work. I can mute it. Let's just mute the strings. We just have strings. Okay. He's also using a decapitator, interestingly, which is cool. And he'd have to say why he's using this. Let's bypass it and see what happens. I don't know if it's doing much. That's bypassed. Maybe mute percussion. Hey, I'll ask him. And he's got, okay, so he's sending that to a delay as well. Now, again, folders are great for this. So here are the stem. So one of these will be the delay that you just heard on the arpeggiator. Okay, what else are we using here? Let me just unmute perk strings. Play again. Some of these things, I started this project in live, Ableton Live, I'd say. So some of these are sort of things that I've used in live and then migrated them over to the Pro Tools. Like here we go, the wavetable synth. I tend to be more experimental in live, Ableton Live. So often I start in live and then when I sort of have something going, I move it over to Pro Tools. I wonder if this isn't actually... Oh, here we are at the end. Wavetable synth. Let's see what that sounds like. No. I'll have to get Aaron to tell me about the stems again. It's subtle. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else have we got plugin wise? Again, EQs. We've got, what's this? Oh, nice. So this is on whatever that is. Of course, it's not going to make any difference because of the routing. This is cool. If we listen to the strings only, that's string effects and strings long. So the stems are, this is muted because strings short. There are no short strings, you know, staccato, spiccato. But there are long strings and string effects, tremolo, glissandos, things like that. So on this string bus, what's he got? Radiator. Just heating it up a bit. Interesting. Okay. No, don't worry. And what else? We have the... this is something he used. And actually, I use it all the time as well. Pretty much set like this, although I tend to go to that because I like the color and it sounds great. We've got some EQ. As you can see, he's got rid of a lot of low end. The room, I guess, is a big room. Maybe there's some low frequency stuff going on there. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, and percussion-wise, let's just listen. Add the percussion back in. Just percussion. No synths. No strings. I can see something wrong. Interestingly, that is rooted wrong. Huh. Anyway, yeah. Who knows what's happened there? That shouldn't be rooted to that. And who knows when that happened? Again, like I said, you're mixing so quickly. However, it all worked out, so whatever happened was fine. I'm not going to save that. Let's look at another one. This one has got some choir. Okay. It is as utolozozo. As utolozozo. Which means, in Hungarian, the last word. No spoiler alert, so I don't want to give anything away, but literally there's a final word, and we hear it from the choir, which you'll hear. So let's listen to this. Hopefully this will just play. Let's go from the top. Choir is there. It's quite subtle at the moment. You can hear it. Let's just mute the strings. Hang on. Root song. Hold on. I love that. That is, in fact, the last word as otoshozo. And, how long is that? Let's just see how long the last word is. 27 seconds. Yeah, love it. So in the choir, if we can just hear the choir. So there's some reverb going on, of course, probably that. Yeah, choir, there we go, choir reverb. Okay, with the choir, you can see, I'm trying to point to the screen for you. We've got the sort of first layer choir and an overdub layer. Just wanted to say also, by the way, in some of the other cues, we had the first layer, an overdub layer, and another overdub layer, and occasionally even another one. The project's got quite big. All right, so we have choir. Actually, he's just basically got EQ on that. Some delay on the two reverbs. And he's not using the outriggers. He's using the outrigger there. I mean, this is quite an emotional cue. Let me just bring the strings back in. Maybe I'll show you a bit of film. Hang on. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. You can even hear the film sound as well. Okay, so yeah, that's that cue. Oh, I just saved it, doesn't matter. There we go. Okay, so that was another cue. Yeah, I hope that was interesting for you. I had a note. I was going to talk about something else as well here. Yeah. I mentioned before some of the piano pieces that I have on Spotify now. I'm actually also selling the sheet music for those. So there will be links. As always, I'll put a link in the description. If anyone's interested in some piano sheet music to go with the recordings, they're available. Okay. And with that, let me just bring back some music. Speaking of which, maybe this one. So, thank you very much. Again, thanks. I hope you're getting something from these. If you want to see more, like and subscribe. I have a new video coming out on Sunday on YouTube on my channel. I'm working on developing a live set using the MPC-1 as the brains and bringing together a lot of the things that I've made films about in the past. So the soprano sax going through pedals, the Lyra 8, get the microcosm in there, some of the other effects pedals I have. I'm used to the Digitact in terms of drum machines. The MPC is quite a different kettle of fish, and it's taking a bit of time to sort of get used to that, especially in terms of a live performance. What I like though is that I can feed things like the lyra directly into the MPC, which you probably all know already, but actually I didn't realize that, and it makes a big difference for me, because normally with the MPC, sorry, with the lyra, I would have this 100% plugged in on it, and really manipulate the cutoff frequency and the resonance, and that kind of creates a whole different way of controlling the lyra and getting different tones, and controlling it, because it's a beast. But I can do that within the MPC and not have to have another pedal, especially, that Mooga Fuga or Moga Foga is, it's expensive now. It's crazy how expensive they are, and not taking it out to a venue is a good thing. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll have the lyra, the sax, soprano, going through my intra microphone into a small mixing desk, and then that goes into the MPC. What I really need to learn about is sort of file management on the MPC, but that's something you'll see. Okay, if you want to see those, like and subscribe. As I said, this Sunday for that video, and more following. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this far. If you stayed this far, I really appreciate it. See you next time. Thanks.